Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? My name is Damon Anthony, and I would love to introduce everybody to the newest podcast on the block. This is called Emphasis on Sports, where day by day I'm going to talk a lot of different sports things, to be honest. I'm going to talk about some stuff that I know, some stuff that I like. It'll all be my opinions, it'll all be from my heart. I won't get into things that I don't know too much, so sorry. This isn't going to be a program where I'm going to talk a lot of wrestling, going to get deep into golf, deep into NASCAR, deep into Formula One, but I will talk a lot about football, basketball, baseball, hockey, on the professional and the collegiate level. Right now, I'm really looking forward to these Summer Olympics that are happening in Paris, about to jump off in a couple days. On Friday, we do have our opening ceremonies, which I'm really looking forward to. We might even do a little cooking out. Olympics, big, big, big thing for me. But overall, this is going to be a place where you're going to come and you're just going to hear a different take on sports. Going to be very, very direct, be very honest, never hateful. I got love for everybody that's out there doing everything that they do. That being said, I do have my things I think about, do have my codes, do have some people that are going to join from time to time, and that are also going to bring some good opinions and some good takes in the world of sports. So, without further ado, let's get it cracking. Welcome to Emphasis on Sports. Currently going on right now, it seems to be almost every team has all their players back for NFL preseason workouts and training camps, which is really, really awesome. As you see behind me, I'm a gigantic 49er fan. Let's go, always faithful to the Bay. That being said, I can be very unbiased about my team and about anything going on in sports, whether I like it, love it, hate it. I'm not here to hate. I'm here to talk. I'm here to appreciate. I'm here to listen, if nothing else. With football being back almost in full swing, we have 40 something days until that first game kicks off, the Chiefs and the Ravens, which is going to be a fantastic game. Even though I do have a little bit of salt for the Chiefs, but hey, they win, they do it big. Can't really say too much, right? Well, with football about to start off, we're just getting ready for the season, man. Getting ready for what's next. Who's next? A lot of chatter about the Lions this year. We want to see what the Eagles are going to do now that they have Saquon. How much does that actually help Jalen Hurts? Definitely want to see what's going on with the old Niners there. Does Brock Purdy continue the career that he's shown us so far? There's still going to be a lot of hatred when it comes to Brock Purdy, and a lot of crying, a lot of, he's had such a great team. A lot of players have great teams and don't put up the numbers that the guy put up. His first, two seasons, kind of season and three quarters, gets to the NFC Championship, gets to the Super Bowl. What more can you ask for any player, whether drafted first overall or last overall? So with that, definitely want to see what's going to go on with the 49ers. Always big talk is the Cowboys. What's going to happen with them? It's going to be the same old thing. I'm going to tell you straight up. I love to see the Cowboys lose. Absolutely love it. Part of it is their own doing, but their fans need help. Just going to tell you. Their fans absolutely need help. Cowboy fans fall into the trap of just because you win a game doesn't mean you're going to win a Super Bowl. Just because you once were America's team does not mean you're still America's team. Not all, not even a little bit. The America's team thing comes from back in the day, back in the 70s, 60s and 70s, definitely the 70s, when there really wasn't other things to watch. There wasn't streaming services. You're not able to watch teams from around the country. You're watching the Steelers, the Raiders, the Cowboys. And the Cowboys won a fair amount. They were always competitive back in the 70s. So what would happen is you have fathers, grandfathers, uncles, mothers, sisters, aunts gathering every Sunday to watch the Cowboys who were competitive. Roger Staubach, all those boys back then, moving into Tony Dorsett, moving into the early 80s before they really sucked. Well, they get together with the families and they're always watching the Cowboys, win, lose, or draw. So then the next generation of Cowboy fans that sat at the feet of their fathers watching the Cowboys, they got to see the triplets, Aikman, Irvin, Emmitt Smith, reel off some Super Bowls, right? Which was great, which is absolutely great. At that point, I was able to still accept America's team. Well, buddy, it is 2024, and the Cowboys haven't sniffed it. They haven't gotten past the second round since they won a Super Bowl. They're far from America's team. Um, I would hate to say you have to kind of give that moniker to the Patriots the way that they've done in this millennium. Um, right now, we're looking like the Chiefs are gonna head that up for a little bit, but it's still early in their progression. They could fall off a cliff. Patriots got there because they won really fast, 3 Super Bowls really quick, just like the Chiefs did. Then they went through a period of not winning Super Bowls. Then they turned back around and won 3 more. Chiefs can do that. They're the next America's team. But got to see what's going to go on with Dallas this year. Definitely interested to see what's going to happen with the Jets. Mr. Rogers is healthy, is ready, and as long as nothing crazy happens, Jets have fully stocked the cupboard. Jets went out and got Mike Williams. Brees Hall's doing his thing. Garrett Wilson, absolute dog back there. And their defense is fantastic. And it's going to be fantastic. Nothing's going to slow their defense down. If Mr. Rogers can come and play a half-decent season, they could be a really, really damn good team. I'm also interested in seeing what the Houston Texans are going to do in 2 years. This is year 2 with C.J. Stroud and DeMeco Ryans and those guys. They have an all-star offense, it looks like. They just added Joe Mixon, added Stephon Diggs. It's going to be kind of ridiculous. We're going to see what happens there. They should be really good, but are they going to fall into that sophomore slump? Only time will tell on that one. Also, the return of Anthony Richardson makes the Colts look really, really interesting. All in all, the AFC South actually could be a real formidable division. You got the aforementioned Houston Texans. You have the Colts. The Jaguars, they seem to be right there. Can Trevor Lawrence get over that hump? How are they going to do? They just lost Calvin Ridley, which was a big one, and Calvin Ridley stayed in division. He went to Tennessee. Tennessee, nice little squad there. You still got D-Hop. Now you got Calvin Ridley. Now you also have Tony Pollard. If the young kid Will Levis actually can play, they could be another formidable team. And when you look at the AFC North, all 4 teams there actually could be really, really damn good. Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, all he has to do is get over that hump in the AFC Championship. If that guy can go to the Super Bowl, win or lose, he takes his whole superstardom to a whole nother level. He's progressed a lot over the years, from much more of a runner to now he'll sling that rock at you. You got the Bengals, the return of Joe Shiesty. We'll see how they are. We'll just see how they are. They should be really, really good. That offense should put up numbers. You also have the Steelers, who are very interesting. There's that old adage that if you have 2 quarterbacks, you really have none. Well, right now they have 2 quarterbacks. You're looking at Russell Wilson. You're looking at Justin Fields. Justin Fields, he, I think, got a real bad deal in Chicago, but the kid actually could be really, really damn good. And if Russell Wilson is on his game and he just plays average, they could be a 10-11 win team. Last but not least in that division are the Cleveland Browns. Now, I have a small amount of love for Cleveland. As I sit right now, I'm in Westlake, Ohio, not too far from Cleveland. Last year, went to the Cleveland Niner game, missed field goal at the end. We lost. Still not hearing the end of it. But that being said, the Browns could be a absolute wagon. If Deshaun Watson returns to form, they have a stacked lineup. I mean, you got Amari Cooper. They just added Jerry Jeudy. Nick Chubb is going to make a return at some point, but the Browns seem to always keep running backs. Last year we saw David Njoku kind of move to another level, and they walk in with a hell of a defense as well. So that's going to be real interesting. AFC West, Kansas City Chiefs. It's theirs to lose. Absolutely, won't go any further than that. AFC East, like I said, Jets. The Dolphins are going to be interesting. Very interesting. What's Tua going to do? How's that going to play out? Are they going to be able to play well later into the season when that weather changes? What's Mike McDaniel? How is he handling all of this? How's it going to look day by day? The Bills, trash. I'll be surprised if the Bills have a winning season. Their coach is going to end up being on the hot seat. I don't know how much of a fault that is for him, but you let go of your top two receivers. Not the smartest thing in the world. Josh Allen sometimes does a little too much, but we'll see. We'll see. Patriots, trash. Won't even go there on them. NFC, like I said, 49ers. NFC West, I believe, is their division to win. The Rams are going to be strong. They're going to be good. Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp. Give Stafford some great places to throw at. Kyron Williams, he's going to be good. The loss of Aaron Donald is going to change their defense. You always got to have two on Aaron Donald and know where he's at. He's not there anymore. Nobody else is going to get that respect. We'll see what happens. Seahawks, we'll see what happens. You got a new coach. You got Geno Smith, who, just to be completely honest, Geno, you're good, you're all right. You scary? You're not. NFC East. I'm gonna say that it's Phillies to win, Phillies to lose. The Cowboys are gonna be competitive. They're gonna put up numbers, but we'll just see what happens. I don't believe in them. I mean, I'm not gonna believe in the Cowboys until they're actually hoisting the Lombardi. The NFC North is gonna be interesting. That should be Detroit's to lose. Detroit should take that down with absolutely no problem. But the Bears, if Caleb Williams, if he can play decent, above average, doesn't even have to be great, just be kind of very good. The way that the Bears are set up, they could be a monster. We know that they're going to bring defense. Montez Sweat is there. We know they're going to bring defense. But when you put the receiving core that they have there, Keenan Allen going to the Bears was a real big surprise. But now, you got Swift back there. You also got DJ Moore. You got the guy with the weird last name, the tight end, Komet. They could be a very sneaky, dangerous team. Green Bay is one of those teams also. I'm looking for the sophomore slump. Jordan Love, you did great. You played great in the postseason. You had a great second half of the season. We'll see if you could do it again. That's a real big one. Kind of like C.J. Stroud. Are you gonna fall back into that sophomore slump, or are you gonna just keep twirling it out there and killing teams? We'll see. NFC South. Everyone's real big on the Falcons because of Kirk Cousins and how that offense seemingly should open up because they already have pieces. You got Drake London on the outside. You got Bijan in the backfield. Yeah, you got some guys out there. We'll see. You got a coach. This is his first year. You're gonna see what's gonna happen there. Tampa Bay's still there. Baker is still there. Baker led him to the playoffs last year. Still got the same pieces on the outside. Still got the same backfield. Todd Bowles is going to put together a pretty good defense. We'll just see what happens. I believe that one's really wide open. So football season is on its way. Getting ready for fantasy, getting ready for the preseason, getting ready for regular season. Let's get it popping. Now, on to the biggest sporting events right now. The Olympics comes up in 2 days. Me, myself, I put the Olympics above everything else that I watch when it comes to sports. I love competition dearly. I can put 2 drops of water on the wall and we could bet on which one gets to the ground the fastest. Love it. That's my thing. The Olympics is special because these are people that train their whole life for these moments. Um, you know, we tend to, because we have all these major sports and we get to watch everything, and um, in these sports, you know, we have huge American superstars. So we tend to look past some of the smaller sporting events or games, if you will. For me, I love it. Some of the passion that these athletes show, and with that passion, a lot of times they just want to complete the race or complete the game or participate in the game. Um, that's what I love to see. Even though it's heartbreaking, I love to see what inevitably happens every Olympics, where someone gets hurt and a competitor helps them across the finish line. That's awesome. That's, as a kid, you grow up and you want to be that kind of teammate, competitor. So to watch that in the Olympics is always special. I love every aspect of it, from opening ceremonies to closing ceremonies, Summer Olympics, Winter Olympics. I don't even know how to play some of this stuff or how to score it, but I love watching it. I used to wake up at 4 in the morning with a beer to watch curling. Still can't tell you how to score curling. Still can't tell you anything about it. The names of the little shoes that they wear to grip into the ice. Have no idea. But love to watch it, and I'll always root for America. Um, the Olympics is also one of the few times where, for the most part, because of the country that we live in, I can walk into a room, walk into a bar, and the Olympics are on, and we're all rooting for the same thing. Um, here in Cleveland, it's very rare that I find anybody that's rooting for the Niners. Um, in the NBA, I'm a Dallas Maverick fan. Well, I go to a bar here, it's go Cavs go. If I go to a bar here during the Olympics, it's go USA. That is something that I really, really love. A lot of countries out here, they want to participate, they want to finish well, but they want to beat us. And that's fair. We walk around real chesty all the time. Some of them don't care if they win, as long as they place better than us. Um, that brings a level of patriotism to me that is just top notch. Oh, you want to beat us? Cool. Come on with it. Now we got to smoke you. Now we got to have you. So with the Olympics coming up, there's some things that I'm definitely looking forward to. Looking forward to track and field, big time. Always been huge. And I mean everything from the steeplechase to the 100 meter. Love the relays, love the hurdles, love the long distance. Because I always like that sprint at the end. And every now and then you'll have somebody who thinks that they're just going to take it down, and you're not. You're about to get walked down and beat. Swimming. Long before Michael Phelps, I love swimming. I loved watching it. Me myself, I can swim like a big giant black whale. I have no problem in the water, but the speed and agility that these swimmers have and possess is ridiculous. Um, Sometimes it just looks like they have a boat or a motor attached to their feet, and they're just getting after it. Love to see it. Love to see the diving, springboard, platform diving. Always cool. That type of stuff scary for me. Very scary. I've been on diving boards. I've jumped off the platform, and just to imagine getting up there and doing a couple flips and twists, and then you're supposed to land and the water just barely splashes. That's crazy, crazy to me. Um, Also, some of the new stuff. We have breakdancing now. That's gonna be dope. I want to see how some of these other countries do with the breakdancing. That's something going into. I don't think America's gonna win. It's just not. Um, just like I say, some of these countries, these people train from kids. When you look at the hip hop culture and how that's spread around the world, they look at it and live it a much different way. B-boying and and popping and locking, and that's stuff that some of these people, they do from the time that they can walk, and that's how they make their living, all the way up. And I'm really looking forward to checking that out. Um, Definitely looking forward to checking out basketball, women's and men. Now the women, I think it's easy work. They're going to dust up whoever they put out there. There may be a couple tough matchups for them, but all in all, not going to be a problem. Recently, we had the WNBA All Star game where they played against Team USA, and a lot of people chirped about that. And maybe some of these players deserve to be on the team. Why isn't Caitlin Clark? Why isn't Angel Reese? Well, let me tell you. First of all, um, neither one of them are top 12 basketball players in the WNBA. They're just not. Um, Caitlin Clark, I'm not going to say she's in the top 5 or 6 guards. Angel Reese is not in the top 5 or 6 forwards. Just not. They'll get there. They will get there. You look at Sabrina Ionescu. She's been in the league for some years now. This is her first Olympics. And she actually had to go U13, U17, be part of the program for a while to get there. And remember what she did in college. Absolute monster. Record after record. She was like the GOAT coming out. And she didn't get there her first time. Doesn't mean that she's not great. Doesn't mean that she won't continue to go to these Olympic Games. People have to wait their turn. That's okay. But back to that All-Star game. I think a lot of people took a little too much out of the USA women's national team losing. They're not going to get that type of competition at all in the Olympics. They're not. Um, whether it's the young lady that dropped 34 in the second half, you think that's going to happen in the Olympics? Nah, it's not. Teams are going to lose by 30, 40, probably 50 against this women's basketball team. Now the men on the other side, scary work, absolute scary work. The past couple days, I have been watching some of the documentaries for USA Basketball, and there's something that I see with this team that I don't like. So the other night, I watched the Redeem Team, that documentary on Netflix, and one of the things that made them put together that team was continuity. Had to have better continuity because they're playing against some of these teams that have been playing together for years. Well, watching these warm up games, there is no continuity. It really doesn't seem like anybody knows how to play with each other or what to do or how to really vibe with each other out there. There's a lot more one-on-one ball. Everybody get out of the way, and I got this. Except for LeBron. LeBron, he's trying to figure out how to make it work, and then when it's time, he's going to take it over. We're yet to see Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, he knows international play. He's a lot more unselfish. It's a little not too great of a word, I think, to describe this. He's just a ball player. He's going to be where he needs to be. He's going to make the shots. He's going to do all of those things. So the team should look a little different. But the continuity just isn't there. Last night, I watched Dream On all 3 parts, 30 for 30 for the women's basketball team in '96. And they did the same thing. They saw that when they lost in '92, that there wasn't a continuity. So they made it so that you had to be with the program and had to play together in order to make the team. Now, NBA players aren't going to be able to do it to the length that the WNBA players or that the ladies did back then, because this was pre-WNBA. So they weren't getting up and going to their day job like the NBA players would have to. And they stayed together for over a year. Went and got a coach to leave their program to come and coach them and turned it into an actual program that has kind of stayed consistent. The NBA, I'm not seeing it. I'm just not. These guys didn't play together last year. They have players that have played together that are like the B team. But then when you throw, your LeBron, your Steph Curry, your Durant, AD, any of these guys in the mix, they weren't playing last summer. AD definitely wasn't. He's always hurt. He wasn't playing last summer. So it's interesting watching them play. Joel Embiid, this isn't the team for him. I don't think he needs to have the ball and everyone clear out, and that's just not going to happen. I think AD and Bam Adebayo are going to play a bigger role down low than Embiid will. Embiid needs to ride the pine some. Be good to see Tyrese Halliburton play. He actually plays a little more pure point guard, less score, and I think he'd spread the ball out right and do some solid things. that being said, like let's go Olympics. That's gonna be real cool. Soccer, definitely we're not gonna do great on the men's side. The women's side, we still lead the charge, but we got a lot of new faces. A lot of our OGs are not on the team. Um, Rap's not on the team. Alex Morgan's not on the team. Get it? It's always time for that next generation. Let's hope that we can still bring home the gold. In the gymnastics world, Simone Biles, come on, come on. Simone Biles, like, come on, just stop. It seems like she's always doing something that's ridiculous. Um, kind of like my guy, Rodney Dangerfield. Is his name? Thornton Mellon in Back to School when he did the triple Lindy. And the question's like, is that even possible? Well, he's the only guy that did it. Simone Biles out there doing triple Lindy's on y'all. Have no doubt at all that she's going to bring home the gold and lead that team to a phenomenal medal, gold, silver, whatever it may be. But they're going to compete at a high level. They're always looking forward to volleyball, beach volleyball, handball. Gonna watch some judo. Gonna watch some lifting. Love the wrestling. They added BMX bike riding recently, an Olympic ago. Definitely want to see how that pans out. Like, I'm really excited for the whole thing. One of my favorite events actually is the rowing. Love that because there's some shit I wouldn't do. Love the kayaking, the White River where they're just going crazy. That's nuts. My arms wouldn't be able to take it, but I love to watch it. So Olympics, I will be watching all the time. I've already set up the man cave. We got a couple TVs in there, and we will talk about the Olympics more and more and more. Moving on from the Olympics, other sports, baseball in second half now. Definitely in a full swing. We will see what happens there. As you know, like I said, I'm in the Cleveland area, so Guardians do their thing. I'm a Red Sox fan by heart, but I do have some love for the Guardians. They're doing real well, and we'll just see what happens. Let's see if the Dodgers payroll, they're going to hold up now that they got Shohei. Atlanta's a team that's going to be there. Cleveland's a team that's going to be there. Unfortunately, the Yankees, they always do their thing, but the Red Sox are hanging around. Let's see what happens with the Padres. Let's see what happens with some of these other teams out there. Definitely going to be an interesting fall heading into baseball playoffs. Coming up here in a couple weeks, they're going to drop the new NBA schedule. Always interesting. Want to see some of these matchups. Let's see what happens on Christmas. Christmas should have some pretty awesome games. Looking for Golden State, Dallas, in Golden State with Clay coming back. That one I'm gonna call that shot right now. Definitely looking for New York, Indiana. Looking for Boston, Philly Christmas Day. That could be. The other one I'm gonna call Lakers, Nuggets. Let's see what happens. Jokic, and I don't understand why Embiid got the MVP last year. Everyone wanted to, Jokic just won it 2 years in a row. Well, if he deserves it for the third year, give it to him. If he's the best, he's the best. Back in the 90s, Mike should have got a whole bunch of them because Mike was the best. He was the most valuable player. When you took him away from the Bulls, they lost. You put him back in, they kept winning championships. So there was no reason to give him to Karl Malone or even Barkley. Like, much respect to them. All-time great dudes. Grew up watching them. Loved watching them play. But they're not Mike. Like, come on. LeBron, he could have won a bunch of times. So that whole rhetoric is just always interesting to me. But the schedule is on the way. That's going to be real cool to see. Then also hockey. That schedule's already dropped. We'll see what happens with hockey next year. I'm more of a fan of playoff and Olympic hockey than regular season NHL hockey. Too much fighting and too much blah, blah, blah. You get to the playoffs, let's go. Everything counts. Let's play hard, pin our ears back, knock shit out of somebody. That's always cool with me. Um, but yeah, I would like to thank everybody for listening, for joining. Definitely subscribe. We will be around. Emphasis on sports. Soon to come. Emphasis intended. Where we will talk about what we want to talk about. We'll talk about much more in life, in depth. We'll talk about some entertainment. Talk about just things happening in the world. We'll very much try our best not to get too polarizing, not to go down any rabbit holes that we don't need to go down. But that'll be emphasis intended. Look for that coming soon with my boy T Sizzle. Um, with that, I am out of here and I will catch you next time. Thank you, thank you. Once again, my name is Damon Anthony and this is Emphasis on Sports.